Oh, yeah. I just had to restart this phone again. For some reason, it wasn't working, but probably it'll work. We won't know until I try to put the videos on YouTube. I just wanted to mention the protection for the minors. Yes. Uh-huh. This state has exclusive continuing jurisdiction. Is the home state. Yeah. That may become final jurisdiction under RCW 26.27.232. Yes. Now, every one of these protection orders has had no contact until there is a mental health evaluation. Yeah. Of the respondent and treatment if recommended. I got to thinking about the application for Benjamin's passport when we lived on Guam. I was the one that went to the Social Security office and filled out the necessary documentation for Heidi to be able to abduct my sons. Phew. Now, I just wanted to make sure that every attorney understands the federal laws of Social Security. Yes. That finding out that there's any forgeries or fraud involving my wife's name. Yes. See, this supplement to the claim for a person outside the United States. For Social Security purposes, a person is outside the United States if he or she physically out, if he or she is physically outside the 50 states, yeah, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, yes, or America Samoa for 30 consecutive days or more, yes. Now, just so that you understand, when Benjamin was born on Guam, and I gave you a copy of his birth certificate, yes, we were actual residents of Guam. That was the actual citizenship, yes. And I would have thought that the continuing exclusive jurisdiction of the five minors named. I'm suing you for violating Social Security federal laws right now. Okay. Now, I mentioned, yes, that when Heidi abducted my sons on July 2nd of 2011, I gave you a copy of the conditions of the probation. Yeah. And you issued a protection order on July 8th of 2011, where my wife and kids were not residents of the state of Washington. You had no exclusive continuing jurisdiction. Now, as we remember it, right, you issued a 1-year order for protection on August 12th of 2011. The problem is that when Benjamin was born on Guam, and the Social Security number for Benjamin was issued on Guam, yes, and the passport was issued from Hawaii, yes, Heidi was not an actual resident of the state of Washington. You have never had continuing exclusive jurisdiction. Now, I have some concerns because you issued a dissolution of marriage. Yeah. I didn't get notice of court hearings. Oh. See this marriage certification in Social Security Administration? Yeah. Could you get me the actual employees of Social Security? Yes. Because it says here, marriage certification, print name of wage earner or self-employed person. Yeah. And then Social Security number. I am the spouse of the person named below who has applied for insurance benefits under Title II of the Social Security Act as presently amended. Now, the name of my spouse is Heidi, maiden name Griggs, last name Budnick. Oh. Indicate whether your present marriage was performed by a clergyman or authorized public official or other. Our marriage was provided for, was performed by, yes, a clergyman, Lift Kosovo, but the actual certificate was issued from the United Nations. Now, were you married before your present marriage? Marion Waters of Jefferson County. Do you remember the dissolution of marriage of Heidi Lee Hodges? See, for every judge, that thinks that I'm not going to sue them. You are incorrect. Now, Heidi was married twice before. Yes, she was. Uh-huh. Previous marriage to whom married? Okay. How marriage ended? Yes. Uh-huh. And the month, day, and year in the city and state? Yes. Now, I mentioned, ooch, that it's difficult for me to open a bank account, pooch, and it looks to me like the only thing I'm eligible for right now in Social Security is mental disability. Mm. Now, could you give me all the Social Security numbers for what is known as types of entities? Yes. So proprietorship, oh, partnership, oh, corporation, oops, personal service corporation, church or church controlled organization, or other nonprofit organization. Now, there's what's known as the estate, the social security number of the decedent, the plan administrator, TIN, the trust, TIN of grantor, yeah. Military National Guard, ooch, Farmers Cooperative, REMIC, ooch, state, local government, federal government, Indian and government enterprise. And then there's that GEN, the group exemption number, if any. Now, we looked at the GEN numbers and I didn't know what the acronym did actually mean. The group exemption number. Do you remember that College of the Bishops? Now, for some reason, you need a social security number. Uh-huh. I just want to know all of those corporations, partnerships, and personal service corporations, yes, that have applied for a social security number. Started new business, specify type, yes. Hired employees, check the box and see line 13. Compliance with the Internal Revenue Service withholding regulations, banking purposes. Now, I thought a tax ID number would be sufficient for the opening of a business account, but it's possible you can use a social security number to do that? Yes. Now, I'm going to really look at this form right here, because there's this thought, yes, that I could open a bank account using my social security number, yes, but I can't do that because I don't fit the credit profile of the client that the bank wants. Now, let's say